How's everyone doing? Works every time. Applause with no performance necessary. That's been my time. No, I'm Brittny. It's so weird to say not Miss Brittny in front of all of you. I'm Brittny, and I think my theater journey began from birth, but started to really clarify itself when I was singing "Memory" to my dogs on the couch, and was lucky enough to be a really lucky child with two wonderful, hardworking parents who saw, like, oh my God, this kid's a lot. She's got to go to theater camp. And being a poor kid growing up in Kentucky, we were so lucky to have a program that I could go to all summer long. I think it cost $100, like for popsicles and maybe a juice box here and there, and maybe some left over for our incredible teacher. I got to spend the entire summer making theater. My parents were like, "Hey, go. I cannot watch another one of whatever this is. Good job." I was so lucky to meet someone who I still think about all the time. Her name was, and still is, she's still around, Beth Kirchner, and she was my very first theater educator. I think I was 8 years old this summer when I got to go and make theater the whole time. And Beth, she was just the best. She always had like pants that just had just enough pockets, and this like perfect frizzy hair that she would always just pull back while she was talking to you. She'd be like, "Okay, let's get down to it," and these glasses. Like the kind of glasses that you think Mrs. Claus would have. Like, she doesn't really need them, but she could just look over the top and see you. And she saw me that summer. It was so incredible. So the whole theme of the summer was comedy and tragedy. And on day one of the camp, we got to walk in and choose team comedy or team tragedy. And those of you who know me now are like, "We know which one Miss Brittny chose." No, I did not. I was team tragedy all the way. I wrote sad poems. I read them to my dogs. I was convinced that I was going to be like Meryl Streep pre-Mamma Mia. Like, that was my destiny. So I said, of course, team tragedy. And I prepared myself as any 8-year-old would. I wore a black leotard shirt with the snap crotch, very edgy. God love the 90s. I wore my long sleeve black, I don't care, it's the summer, whatever. Theater is suffering. And I languished on stage blocks, and I practiced sighing, and I would often cry in the mirror. And I was owning it. I was like, "Ugh, this is theater. This is my life. Tragedy. That's what I was going to be." And we made it through the whole summer, and we got to finish with this big performance. And our big opening and closing number was tragedy tomorrow, comedy tonight. And it was incredible. I got to perform in a scene from Annie. I honed my Cockney dialect, singing "Consider Yourself." I still bother my husband with it all the time. But at the end of the summer, we got to graduate. There was a big graduation ceremony, and I was so excited. We got to walk across this big stage in this, what felt like a giant auditorium to me at the time, but was just a creepy little gym. In the middle of Versailles, Kentucky, there was always just a broken, yes, Versailles, I did not. Versailles. There's a broken water fountain out front. It like always smelled like a middle school gym practice. But I got to walk up on that stage and get my certificate. Graduating and then going on to what only comes next when you're 8 and have graduated from practically free theater camp, the Broadway. And Beth Kirchner gave each of us a little gift that day, and I still think about it all the time. Each child got to walk across stage, and she gave us a little character to walk across stage as. And one kid got to walk across as a superhero. One kid got to walk across as the president. And she leaned down, knowing full well my life was not the journey of Meryl Streep. She leaned down and she said to me, "Old woman, And for those of you who know me really well, there's a whole nother part of Miss Brittny when the sun goes down where I perform as an old woman named Aunt Nance. So, but Beth saw me that day. She looked down her glasses with that tiny little smirk that she always had in the corner of her mouth because she knew who I was before I even did. And so I said, okay, Beth, old woman. So I walked to the edge of the stage, knowing that I got to ascend the stairs on that very high stage, very unsafe for children. I said, old woman. And what it really meant was lots of stage time. So I assumed the position, arched back, got my cane. I was clearly 95. And I walked up the stairs, waving, throwing out old tissues, pantomiming perfectly. From my pocket, I reached up, accepted the certificate, looked out for my mom, who was clearly shaking her head. Took it like I had received an Academy Award and took just as long to walk back down the stage. So thank you, Beth, for seeing me and giving me the greatest gift, bits. Speaking of bits, where's my little bit, Nathan? Nathan? Oh, hi. So remember how we talked about we were going to do that song after my whole emotional thing? Do you remember, we talked about it before this show?
Wait, what song?
We kind of talked through it. We could just try it. We could just see how it goes.
You
You got the music.
Can I look at it real quick?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll just roll with it. It's fine. Nathan, don't stress. Oh, you're being weird. Come on. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. You start?
Wait, I do?
No? Kevin, you start. Well, okay. I start. Now it's only me and you,
with no one to tell us what to do.
What do we do?
We don't have much time to dance in the spotlight, so I'm gonna treasure this Brittny and Nathan duet.
Now may be the only chance I get tonight to enjoy the pleasure of this invisible cigarette.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Secondary characters are singing a song while the stars are snacking off stage. It was their idea to bring us along, and now we're hijacking this page of the script. We're equipped to steer the ship to the champions get ends.
By the end of this song, we'll be best friends.
I want to apologize for any weirdness.
Me too. It can be really scary being the new kid.
I bet.
I bet you bet.
I do. I bet.
I also want to say that after all we've been through, I'm so glad we met.
I feel the same way, baby. Secondary characters are calling the shots while the stars are being soared in the wings. We've been left in charge of it all while the plot's unfolding like the Lord of the Rings. Trilogy, it'll be human made till the very end.
And like Frodo and Samwise, you'll be my best friend. My best friend. Oh, 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 my best friend.
Nathan!
Brittny!
Nathan!
Brittny!
Nathan!
And Brittny!
And dream on! Dream on! Dream on! Dream on! Dream on!
Nathan, Brittny, our group plan is circle time right now. You're making noises with your mouth that make it hard for us to think.
No, but Nathan asked me if I wanted
I can't hear your friend's words because you are talking with your mouth.
But Nathan asked me if I wanted to be a
You're
frog.
driving the teachers insane. Let's look at our schedule. Our next group